Alrighty, says we're live. So hello. I've got on my fall y'all shirt, sweatshirt. Still celebrating the fact that it's fall. It's not winter yet, despite temperatures already starting to kind of like go lower than than what this poor southern girl likes. Um, but it does give me a chance to wear sweatshirts and things. So and the sweaters and things that usually don't see the light of day from the back of the closet. So, I can't be too mad at that. I get to wear um, warm, fuzzy, and things that I don't normally get to. So I will take the blessings. I'll take the good things that come with it. But yesterday I reached 15,450 words in the Nano. Um, and a little bit of that is like a shiny new idea for, I think, short story, and a little bit of that is a little bit of it is more of like character motivation. So eventually it will be moved to sort of like the character profile notes and things like that. But I'm still counting it because I am still discovering layers to these characters, which is great. Because that means they will be more dynamic once the story is done. So I've got notes for the two main characters that are the main characters for this book, but I've also got notes on the backstory and psychology of characters that will appear in the second overall arc of the series. So I'm very pleased with that because I've been trying to make sure, without going back and reading like all 70,000 words of my world building, I'm trying to make sure that I am consistently tying things back into that overall story arc that I wanted, as well as some of the characters that I created with the initial character tarot wheel. So so far I have not really had any days, knock on wood, that I have like really struggled to get words. There are definitely sprints that I have struggled with, like, how do I want this scene snippet to flow? How do I want the dialogue? Mainly it's the dialogue. It's always the dialogue that's a problem for me because whatever. Prose and like all of that is fine. It flows normally for me, but dialogue is one of the things that I do struggle with. And so having the inspiration to have like a moment, like a clear moment of dialogue that comes through, and I'm like, yes, I want to get this down. I want to get it right so that I know that this needs to help connect the scenes. So that's kind of where I'm at today. Is I'm going to be continuing with some of the trying to get a little bit more done with the plot from the outline, but then not minding too much if I veer off into character motivation and character building and all that kind of stuff. So, and occasionally you will see me like reach for cards, probably. I don't know. Because I find that they do help. I think I talked about it yesterday. I pulled one and it helped me remind myself of the plot that I had already figured out I wanted to do with the series in terms of the character that I reference as the King of Pentacles. And he's currently in this book and the previous books, the previous drafts, he is currently imprisoned. And he is the big brother of the main character, one of the female main character for this particular book. So she's tracking him down and needs help to do so. But also she's a little bit suspicious. So I don't know what it is, but no matter which of these books that I have written or these drafts and manuscripts that I've been working on, I am always really excited about the next book. It's like when I was writing number 1, I really I just desperately wanted to be working on book 2. And book 2, that manuscript is definitely like, it was fun to write and I loved the characters in there. But that was like, there's something about this King of Pentacles card that I'm like, this pivot in the story arc. It's not a real pivot, but it's like you've been leading up to it and then it like it's kind of a twist, I guess. But it is a very important like point in the series, in the overarching plot line. And so I've just like, I've been I don't know if I've been like trying to wait it out and like, you know, have the dessert last or whatever, but I've been constantly thinking about this character of like, how do we get to this character? How do we get to this story? How do we get to so it's kind of nice when you're working on this sort of like long drawn out world and you're like always excited about what's coming next. That's fun. Because I don't think I would be able to continue with this series if I wasn't excited about what came next. Because it's still a chaotic mess in my brain. I don't know if it will, hopefully it will eventually be a non-chaotic mess. But yeah, that's kind of where we are. We're excited about Derek and Melody, but I'm also very excited about Big Brother, King of Pentacles. That is going to happen. I also will eventually need a name for King of Pentacles. So we shall see. But for right now, Melody and Derek are fleshing out rather nicely in terms of motivations, backstories, how they act in certain social situations because of their backstories. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there. That's kind of where I'm at. So hopefully you are also having success with Nano. And hopefully we can all get some words today and get good progress, solid progress. Paget is ready to go. Excellent. Kai is here. Hello, you're already really far behind. Oh no. But you still have a good bit of the month left, and anything that you write this month is good. Monique says, I'm kind of half-assing Nano, to be honest. It's okay. Sometimes you don't have the energy to go full pedal to the metal, and that is okay, because Nano definitely takes a lot of energy. Monique says, I'm mostly pasting stuff from a previous draft. Gotcha. But you still have small details and notes that you can add. Gotcha. Ooh, you bought the Buffy Tarot deck over the weekend. Fun. I'm still, the next deck that I think I'm going to get is the True Black's sister deck, the Ephemer. I think that's how you say it, the Ephemer deck. It's gorgeous. It's essentially it's still got the gold foiling, but it's a white color palette instead of the black color palette for the True Black Tarot. It's gorgeous, but it doesn't start shipping until spring. So Heather says, hello, welcome. You're raring to go after you eat the rest of this pumpkin spice donut. Nice. Stacy says, good afternoon. Hello. Rosalind says, hello, everyone. Hello. Becca is here. Hello. Cool Gamer says, hey. Welcome. Francis is here. Hello. Cindy is here. Hi, everyone. Hello. Welcome. Cat Leo is here. Hey, yo. Hello. Yeah, definitely count it. Words are words. Exactly. That is definitely the mindset to have in Nano, because otherwise you lose your mind a bit. Maybe it's just a lot. CB says, hello. Monique says, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, you beat Act 1 of Baldur's Gate 3. You didn't get all the scenes you wanted yet, but you're really proud of your progress. Nice. Excellent. That is one that I have not sprung for yet, but it is very tempting to spring for that game. Yeah. Padgett says to Kai, it's early days, you'll get there. Yeah, you don't have to stress at this point in Nano. Becca says, same, I've been feeling weirdly inspired every day so far. Today, though, I'm going to do homework first before you start writing. Gotcha. Last week you got carried away in the nano spirit and waited too long for homework. Oh no. Yeah, and then you had to do the deadline crunch. Yeah. Monique says, just did a pull with my Under the Bed tarot deck and pulled the Empress, which is also the Nurturer. Yes. The Empress is a very good card for fertility and growth of any project, not just, human beings. Monique says, I can help with character names for the King of Pentacles if you want. I'm not at that point yet. At some point, I will probably have to decide his name for this story, but I'm not at that point yet. So right now, I'm just kind of focusing on getting the bare bones of the story down. So, but thank you. Feather says, hoping the words come easier today than yesterday. Anyone else a pantser? Yes. To the extreme with absolutely no outline. That is how, that is kind of how most of my stories start. Most of my stories just start with a what if question. Like, what if this happened? And then what if the next thing happened? So yeah. Most of my stories start absolutely just out of the void, come from nowhere. So Stacy says, I'm working on my second scene of the story, or at least the second grouping of scenes. Nice. Excellent. Are you still dictating this morning, or are you typing or handwriting or whatever? Kai says to Padgett, thank you. I'm thinking if I at least keep up with the 1,600 words every day on your writing day, your good writing days, you should be able to catch up. Right. Yes. Nano is definitely a marathon, not a sprint. Yeah. Although, was it last year that there was a stream of like trying to win Nano in like a 24 or 48 hours? I'm pretty sure that was a thing. And it was absolute chaos watching that happen. Heather says, agreed. Earlier wrote and /dictate and you got the daily goal. Nice. But then you had to edit the dictation and now your daily words are 16,631 four words short. Did we add an extra 6 in there? Good thing you know where you're going to go in the scene. True. Your screenplay will only get you up to about 25,000 words, but your 2 co-writing projects will end up bumping you up to 50,000 words. Yeah, it'll depend on how fast I get back their chapters. True. Cat's not feeling great. Oh no. And your manager asked if you'd like to work today. I said, not really, but if someone buys me Daykill and cough drops, I will go in. Your manager bought them for you, so you're closing. Oh no. Hopefully you'll be able to get enough rest. So, and if you start feeling worse, definitely see if your manager is amenable to calling out. So you're making a character in Sims from your work in progress. Yeah. Fun and rest. Thog says to Feather, pants are here. Best I can do is make a synopsis and I still put the precise dialogue in them. And then I did that for Nano and you're still off the rails. Yeah. Been there, done that. That was definitely how my very first Nano win was absolute chaos. Stacy says, I have been doing a mix of dictating and typing. The program doesn't always pick up on your voice and you get frustrated and switch back to typing. Gotcha. Okay, I wondered if there was an extra number in there. Gotcha. Megan says, oops, had this open, but it didn't make a sound to let me know the stream had started. Oh no, but you're here now. Excellent. Yay. All right, let's go ahead. I have my document up. I'm ready to get started. I'm ready. Let's do this. We're going to start with the 25 Googly Nano. Make sure my audio is the way it's supposed to be. Okay, make sure I've got my banner up. Excellent. All right, so for those of you who have not been here before, this timer is silent, so you can play whatever music you like in your background, or you can concentrate if need be. So here we go. 1, save your document, especially if you've already been working this morning. If not, now's a great time to open your documents. I'm going to save mine, even though I haven't added anything to it. 2, take a sip of whatever it is that you are hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, please take one. For hydration, for bio break, for stretches, for snacks, whatever it is, take care of yourself as you write. So here we go, 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. wrong buttons. Wrong buttons. Okay, I'm going to have to do some math because I started moving up. I typed and then I came back and I left some space to type some stuff. So I'm going to have to do some math because anyway. So at least for this sprint, I can tell you exactly how many words I got because I can just select everything that I've done so far today. That's 551, which is nice. But now I need to make sure that I do my current word total, which is at 12,314 in this document, 12,314. Because I've got another document that I've adjusted to. That's why math is important. Okay. Because I've adjusted the outline as well. I should probably be keeping running totals of both of them, shouldn't I? Oh well, too late now. We're in it now. It's just chaos is what it is. Oops. Okay, so this is where I was at. Okay. So this is the number I need to work with next time to see how many words I get because I won't be able to do a clear selection. That's the problem for next sprinty sprint. But for now, I did good. 551. Okay, and now 15,450 plus 551 equals 16,001. So I just made it to the 16,000 mark. Nice. Okay, but that means I can go ahead and color in the next bar for here on my bottle. So I'll do that. Although I have to remember that I want to leave some space. I don't want to color in the little glare that I have left for myself on the bottle. So I'm going to try not to do that. But yeah. So here we are. We're making our way up the bottle. We're doing good. We're doing good. And I do have the resin kit ready to do, which was my reward. Like actually doing the resin kit is my reward for the 10K words. So there we go. So yeah, it's exciting. I really do like the tracker this year. I like this that I have made. So I appreciate it, and I encourage you because you get to do that little, the extra little fill in, color in. It's nice. It's fun. Oh, Feather says that's trippy. I did 551 as well. Nice. Twinsies. Okay, we had a couple people that popped in and said hello. I'm trying to remember who said hello. I think Rachel and Teresa said hello. Yes. So Megan is going to be working on Thursday's post, which is going to be something completely different from what you had originally planned. Yes. Sometimes we have to throw that plan out the window. Heather was doing all the things, got up to walk around, eat a bit of that donut from this morning, wiped the counters, had a bio break, got on your phone and watched, got your phone and watch on the chargers. Sounds like quite a bit of productivity there. CB is going to get food and sustenance. Nice. Monique copy pasted 2,537 words into the nano draft, which means that those 2,500 words are acceptable. We like that. We like that when a previous draft is good enough to keep. Right? Kat says, I made a sim and have now closed the game. Gotcha. Cindy got 418 and then lost the groove doing research. I had to go and Google something, because I always forget like which of the triangle symbols are for the four elements for alchemy. I think this is where these particular symbols started, was alchemy. And I always forget which direction and which ones have the line, and does it matter if they're filled in or not, and that kind of thing. And sometimes they have meaning on tarot or oracle cards, and I'm always trying to remember like which one is it. So I made a note for myself in my long-term notebook, so that I can go back and look them up again, because that is one thing that I have found myself, because I never remember them, I have found myself looking them up repeatedly. I really ought to just have like some sort of sticky note posted up where I can see it next to my dry erase board and be like, oh, there it is. That, and then the for my historical work in progress is the rankings, which of nobility, which I have in the long-term collection as well. I just ought to have posted somewhere where I can see it. Yeah, so those two are things that I kind of have to look up. Rankings or hierarchy type things, and symbols. I'm not planning at this point to use the alchemical symbols for the characters. I'm still working out how I want to indicate that the arcanists are arcanists. I have in my brain sort of like the idea that they will have markings of some kind that are, I don't want to say they're like tattoos, because I want them to be able to grow in some instances, like lengthen down your arm as you gain control over your power, or as you have more power, it goes from your shoulders all the way down to your wrist, that kind of thing. But I'm still working out the logistics of how I want the markings to appear, because I kind of like, in my brain, I'm like, okay, well, if they have sort of like this power over electricity, or lightning, as it were, then I might want the pattern. I don't know what you call it. I know there's a specific term for it, but and this is another thing I have to look up, the term for like the branching, when you, because when people have been struck by lightning and survived, they often have sort of like raised burn marks under their skin that look like little mini lightning bolts. Same thing happens when you use gunpowder and electricity on wood. It has this like weird branching effect type thing. So I know that's going to appear as somehow. But I also sort of like, if I want them to be sort of like waves, versus like sound waves, like how I want them to appear, type thing. So I'm still working out the logistics of that in my brain, because I know at some point I'm going to want to expand from the normal like 4 or 5 elements and have like variations or mutations. And so I don't want to confine myself too much to choosing like just 4 alchemical type things, because then what am I going to do when I need to branch out? So I'm still like, that's one of the things. And this is also why I haven't been able to get book 1 and 2 into publishing status yet, because I'm still working out how I want things to appear over the entirety of the story arcs. Yes, Lichtenberg figures. Yes, thank you. Francis has my back. We're good. Jules, another Jules. Hello, welcome. Just finished your lunch and wanting to get some cleaning done while you listen to Addie LaRue. Nice. Cleaning can be very therapeutic sometimes. Kai got 290. Nice. Thog says, I didn't see how much I wrote, but I'm at 13,240, so I am content. It's a great number. I like the number. Megan says, I'm doing research, trying not to fall too deep into the research rabbit hole. It's kind of difficult not to, though. It's difficult because it's kind of personal, so it's also extra interesting. Nice. Okay. I'm intrigued to see what Thursday's post is going to be then. Thog says, I'm so bad at doing it myself. Yeah, but I consider it progress since I will end up writing the correct words the first time. Right? Yes. Yes. Teresa got 166 words. Nice. Excellent. That's awesome. Anyone else getting the USP? I got several of those. Yeah, I just delete them. So I just delete them because it's not how they're going to communicate with you. Stacy got 611 words, and you stopped with 5 minutes left to try and get it edited, but you didn't quite get it done. But still, that's awesome. Yeah, they are alchemical, and I can never keep them straight in my brain because they're very similar. They're just triangles and lines. So Heather says, I read 4 pages in some client work, and even with distractions going on around you. Nice. Steve says, okay, just finished editing and added two words in the editing of the dictation. Nice. Rachel grabbing some sustenance. You've been on the go all morning, and so you need something. Yes. Heather's got an appointment, so you're going to take a short break. Similar how a soul mark appears in some stories. Those normally don't change, but they don't choose the mark. Kind of, but this is I think this is more of something that when they are born and when they manifest their power, it appears. And it should be something that they don't like to show, because it kind of reveals, 1, the type of power you have, and 2, how much you have. So it would be something that you would kind of keep very private. But it could also be something that, like, some of them decide to get tattoos to kind of cover it up and hide it. So I'm not entirely sure. I still have to figure out how I want them to exist in my story. This is where Frances had my back. Kat says, I'm off to shower so that my hair can be dry before work and possibly right after the shower. Excellent. Yes. So far, it's going to be about your relation to Daniel Boone and decolonizing Thanksgiving. Oh, interesting. It's hilarious about the sex because we can see your country code, right? Yeah. And when you get a phone call that's just like from Korea, from China, I'm like, yeah, no, I don't have anybody that's there, so I'm not picking up. Not picking up. All right, y'all, let's do the next sprint. We're gonna do a 30, and let me get it up, and oops, I did not hit the share. So the second sprint is the self-promo sprint. So if you have something that you want to promote that is writing adjacent, meaning you have a YouTube channel, Twitch channel, Etsy store, Amazon author page, website, blog, social media handles, etc., that are writing adjacent, please do let us know in the chat during this sprint. Also, don't forget that if you do not have a blue wrench of power, like Megan and Kat in the chat, if you don't have that wrench, you will not be able to post direct links. So you'll just have to tell us Instagram and then what your handle is, or whatever it is that you want to let us know about. Also, if you have a book that is recently out, soon to come out, or currently on sale on Amazon, please do make sure that you let us know about that. And yeah. All right. So that was your self-promo reminder. I guess my self-promo is just subscribe if you like. And then the timers that I make are all either silent or use YouTube audio. So feel free to use them in your own sprints. Yeah. And let's see. Here are your regular reminders. 1, save your document. 2, take a sip of whatever it is that you're hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take one. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, that was the end of that sprint. I ran into an issue with word choice. And I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it. So I've run across the use of the word worldly in several different places, and it popped up again when I was looking at one of the cards. And this is for the card of the twins. Sort of like a yin and yang situation. So here's the card in question. But the booklet is describing them as sort of like these opposing viewpoints in a lot of ways. They couldn't be more different from each other. The first, a dreamer, charming and surrounded by friends. The other, more worldly, but dogged by life's injustices and the feeling of inadequacy. But I have an issue with the way that that's phrased, and I don't know if it's just me and my interpretation of what it means to be worldly, or if I've just like been misusing worldly for forever. Because to me, if you are charming and have a lot of friends, you are exposed to people of all kinds and you know how to navigate relationships. And to me, that says you are very experienced with people and therefore you would count as worldly to me. Like, and I looked up the definition, and worldly can mean experienced and sophisticated, or it can mean concerned with ordinary life and material things rather than a spiritual existence. And so it's like, I don't know how you can present someone as charming and like always around people to not be quote unquote worldly. And so I don't know if it's just like the way that this is worded. It's just like it bothers me. And so I'm trying to, and this is just what my brain does, is like it hyper focuses on something, and then I'm like, how does this work? Rather than trying to figure out if this is necessarily like how my two main characters are going to be interacting, at least at first. But I don't, it's like there's just something that bothers me about that, is like, because navigating people is difficult, very difficult, because people are people. And so I don't understand. I have very few like IRL friends, very few, because it takes a lot of effort to keep those relationships going from both sides. But it also takes a lot of effort to know how to say things, when to say things, what's the most appropriate way to approach someone about a topic, that kind of thing. And so I don't know, maybe it's just the way that this is phrased that is bugging me. But anyway, so sometimes I run across things like that, and I'm like, are you sure that that's the word that you meant to use, should have used? I'm like, Anyway, I think they mean that one twin is more I don't really know what they mean. I don't know. But it's supposed to be kind of like a yin and yang situation, and I'm like I'm like, how is this? I don't understand. Anyway, so worldly is either, because it has sort of like two definitions in the way that it's used, is either being experienced and sophisticated, that's one way, or being concerned with material goods, material gains, ordinary life rather than sort of like building a spiritual existence within yourself or something. So it's just kind of like a weird thing. I don't know. For you, worldly means to be experienced in a lot of different things, and especially cultural. Yeah. That's how I would describe this first twin that they are indicating. But I don't know. It seems like the meaning behind number 2, yeah, probably. One is down to earth and common, the other is upper class and worldly. But see, I feel like it's maybe the opposite, because the first is a dreamer, charming and surrounded by friends. The other is dogged by life's injustices and feelings of inadequacy. So I don't know. Amish will call non-Amish people worldly, so outside their sphere of life. Maybe. Yeah, that the phrasing is just weird. I don't know. So anyway, so I'm trying to. I think I'm probably going to throw that card out in terms of like not in like it. Maybe it's because my hyper focus on that sort of like phrasing is throwing me off, but I feel like it doesn't necessarily fit with the characters at play at the moment. Maybe it'll come back in a different story, but for right now, I think that card is not necessarily something that I need. So we'll just kind of shift it off to the side and ignore it. Also, that was the second sprint, so if you didn't do your self-promo, make sure you pop that in the chat. I'm going to scroll up and see what our self-promo was. Also, I should probably figure out how many words I wrote that sprint. I think I got distracted, so I think it's not it's not going to be great for sure. 739. I'll take it. I will take it. So that means we're at 16,740 for the month. Okay. Now that I have my totals. We're good. Also, if you have not voted in the poll in terms of which timer we're going to use next, either way, it's going to be a 30-minute timer, and it's either going to be the darker blue timer or for the NaNoWriMo timers, or the what I'm calling the Daddy Nano or Nano Daddy, Daddy Nano, I think, the one with the glasses and mustache. So either way, dark blue or mustache. That's your option for the next sprint. Megan says, this week's post is about the first recorded uprising of women in support of women's rights and Cato the Elder's bad decisions. And here's the link to that. When in Rome, do as the rebel women. Or you can check out all of Megan's things via Megan's link tree. Heather is now booking for 2024. Heather offers freelance services including copy editing, proofreading, sensitivity reading for neurodiverse and other experiences. For more information, you can DM Heather at the link tree, any of the social medias on the link tree. Lexi got an amazing 1,672 during the first sprint, which is awesome. CB's self-promo, you can find all of CB's stuff through the About page on the About tab on the YouTube page from CB's channel. Cat Leo, here's the link to Cat's spreadsheet, which is oh so useful. It's the AuthorTube channels and Sprint links spreadsheet. And here is Cat Leo's link tree as well. And on it is a link to Cat's book that released last week. Heather says, I read 2 more pages of your client read, but you have to go to your appointment. If we're still live when you get back, we'll join again. Excellent. Thank you very much. Stacy says, the downside to dictation is that you get a lot of words quickly, and so then sometimes you have to take the time and think about what it is that's going to come next, even if you would rather write. True. Very true. Because my brain goes faster when I'm typing than, well, I don't know. I find that my thoughts flow easier on paper or in digital paper, quote unquote, than it does when I want to speak aloud. Yeah. You spent this sprint thinking, eating lunch, and playing / teasing the dog, but you think you're ready to write some more in the next sprint. Excellent. Yay. Rachel says, I have to go handle some business. Thanks for the sprints and have a lovely rest of the day. Thank you very much. Megan read some history stuff, did some more research, learned some things, which is excellent. Yay. We always love learning. All right, then we had the conversation about worldly. Feather got 691 words, so 1,242 total. Your neck is killing you. Any tips for spending too much time in front of a laptop? Yes. So get yourself a laptop stand and either some way to comfortably have your hands at the higher level, or get yourself a separate keyboard. It is very important for long-term neck health if you're going to be spending a lot of time writing, especially on a computer or on a laptop, that you make sure that your monitor is like about head level or eye level, so that way you don't have to do the hunch neck all the time. I'm still guilty of it when I am having like really bad typos. I will like glare at the keyboard and my fingers. But in general, I try to, if I'm not looking at the monitor, which is also a thing that I don't typically do, I do sometimes especially when I'm revising. But generally, if I'm like in a really good flow, I'm not looking in the monitor at all. And so I will generally look like off to the side or like a little above. But generally, you want to keep your head relatively head level. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, get yourself a monitor stand or a stack of books. Just make sure that you don't completely cover the airflow section of your laptop's bottom, because if you stack it on a bunch of books and your books are covering the air intake and outtake, I don't know what's exit. If your books or whatever it is that you have your laptop on cover that, your laptop tends to get hotter sooner, and that's not good for your laptop long term either. So Paget says, Lola went to Instagram to copy my link tree, and you were there for like 12 minutes and just whooshed by. Oh no, a book exchange DM thread. You were so lost inside it. It happens. Yeah. See, we got 118 words. Nice. Ooh, Becca finished an assignment. Yay! But you think you're going to go for the big weekly assignment as well. If you finish that today, you will have all week to write your screenplay, and that sounds really nice right now. That does sound really nice. Thanks for joining us, Teresa, and have a good day. A good ergonomic chair and desk with a travel pillow could also help. Yes. Feather does have a travel pillow, so you're going to start there. Excellent. I just want to promote love and happiness. Please go and hug a person for more info. Yes, sounds like a plan. Laptop overheating is not good for the battery or the hard drive. Yeah, or for your wallet when you have to buy a new one. So yeah. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end the poll. And it looks like the Daddy Nano has won by like a sliver of margin. But that's what we're going to do for our next timer. It is going to be just the 30 minutes, because I get about as much done in 35 as I get it done in 45. I'm going to be honest. So, 30. So we're going to do a 30. Plus, it's probably a little easier to concentrate for that length of time than it is for a shorter length of time. Sometimes. I don't know. It depends on how you have trained yourself to focus. And I will say that I am not great. Not super great at the really long sprints. Ooh, Lexi did 1,936. That's awesome. That's amazing. All right, so let's do this. 1, save your document and all of our lovely progress. 2, make sure you take a sip of whatever it is that you're hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take one. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Okay. I think I'm good with that. Okay, so now I've got to add. Okay, so I got 578 that time. Which brings me to 1868 for the day, which is enough for a nano. What did I say? 578. Okay. Okay, and then for our total, we are now up at 17,318. That's where we're at. Okay. So I've gotten a couple of things figured out. I've got a couple of questions that I want to ponder over before I come back to do another writing sprint. So I think that's going to be it for me today, but we'll just see how you did. Some options for possible solutions for potential laptop solutions. You don't have space for a desk, so you sit on your bed with your laptop on a cushion, have it tilted towards you. Yep. Just got to make sure you take breaks for the overheating situation there. Megan also writes in bed. However, you're using one of those breakfast trays as a computer desk. It's just the right height. You also have one of those pillows that's chair-shaped to provide proper support for your back, which is also important. CB has a fold-down table, but it's too heavy and uncomfortable to use. You're going to look into the over-bed situation. Yeah, sort of like one of those big console things that's on wheels, and you just sort of like push it over the bed. And then also some kind of recliner appropriate table as well for over the couch in the living room. Stacy hit the like button. Thank you very much. Facebook scrolling. Yep, it happens. Got an excerpt. Welcome, said a mysterious voice. Let me try that again. Welcome, said a mysterious voice. Welcome to Avengers Mission 24,601, Operation Marvel Cinematic Universe. Nice. 698. Nice. That's awesome. 312 and laundry. Excellent. Yeah, we got to do laundry either today or tomorrow. Stacy got 451 that sprint. Excellent. Becca is actually excited because you think you may finish the rough draft of this assignment today. Nice. And it's only noon, which is great. It's paper and it's just flowing. That's amazing. I love when that happens. Padgett got a snack and you were getting a little cranky, hence the snack. Yes. And also Padgett is very excited for Becca. Feather says, I got 677, which brings me to 1,919 for the day. 1919. Your goal is 2K to make up for the days, and then you'll be able to get 0 words. Yeah. Dog says the chair-shaped pillow is also known as a husband. Sure. I don't think everybody has one of those specific chair-shaped pillows, though. Megan got sucked into a genealogy book. Sorry, I was trying to get the AuthorTube spreadsheet link. So you got sucked into a genealogy book for your family that you didn't know existed. Your eyes are burning from reading it so intently. Stacy says that's right up my alley. It is. It's very much up your alley. All right, here is the, where did I put it? Here it is. Here is the link for the AuthorTube spreadsheet. Lexi did 1,117 in this sprint. That's amazing. You got over 1,000 each time. That's awesome. Which brings me to a total of 5,574 for today. That's amazing. But you're only about halfway done because you plan to do 10K in total. You're over halfway. You're almost to 60%. Thog caught up on posting the Nano project to the coffee. Nice. Again, here's the link for the spreadsheet, which I forgot to update last night, but Kat was able to get it this morning. So here is today's, and there are plenty of streams this afternoon and evening that are all stacked up that you can hop between if they're at the same time or go from one to the other. And then there are also quite a few sprints already scheduled for tomorrow as well. So make sure you check the spreadsheet. Bookmark the AuthorTube tab, the AuthorTubers channel tab, this tab, the first one, because the others will eventually disappear as Kat goes through and changes the date. Make sure that you are bookmarking this page so that you can always come back to it. And yeah. The book that Megan is reading gives like 10 generations of information on some distant relatives and provides some info about familial alliances. And you're so curious. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, I am pleased with how much I've done so far today. I know I'm at 1,800. So I will do another sprint session later on today with one of the streams that's already scheduled and make sure that I get to 2K today at least. And I'm pleased with some of the things that I've figured out. So that is good. So thank you for being here with me. And if you feel like coming back, make sure you subscribe. And I think you have to hit the bell to get notifications, but you don't have to do that. But anyway, so feel free to stop on by whenever you want. There will be replays up if you don't catch the streams live. But otherwise, for this month, I am scheduled out for Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 1 to 3, and Sundays, 2 to 5. That's the general time frame of when we sprint. So, alrighty, y'all. Thanks for coming, and I will see y'all later. Don't forget to save. Bye.